Right now at 5:30, Rowan County Clerk Kim Davis has been ordered by a federal judge to issue marriage licenses. But the question remains if she will do that later today.
A report coming up on WKYT this morning. Also, a sinkhole in Frankfort. It could slow down the trip to school today as kids head out the door this morning. We'll have more on what to expect.
And a man missing has been found safe after 11 days.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning. It is Thursday, August 13th, and we welcome you to WKYT This Morning. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. Hope you're having a great day. Yesterday, of course, was the first day of school, so, you know, continuing the trend of getting into the swing of things.
The school bell's ringing in lots and lots of places. A few more minutes to catch the meteor shower, which is also going on out there. Let's check in with Micah, see what kind of day we have going.
And boy, is it nice outside. Not only do you have clear skies to view those, but also sitting there with temperatures in the 50s. I mean, it is a really nice feel out and about. So as you're getting outside, I think things are going to be just fine. Sunrise is just before 7 a.m. So you have about an hour, maybe an hour 15 before you start to see that twilight outside. And there you go, holding on to the 50s. And it's beautiful. And the reason why I say the sunrise is right there just before 7 a.m. is because once the sun rises, you can't see any meteors flying around. So you have time to get out there and check it out. It'll be cool to see a few shooting stars outside. 24-hour planner, we're at 82 degrees by the afternoon. And remember, most of us ended up there right around 80 to about 82 degrees yesterday. It's still very pleasant. And we'll keep that humidity down throughout the evening, too. Overnight into tomorrow morning. Look at 57 this morning, 58 tomorrow morning. They're kind of carbon copies of each other. So there's really not much going on. I'll show you when your next best chance of rain comes in your forecast, just about 10 minutes.
All right, it's a good trend for a few days. Thank you, Micah.
Well, a federal judge has ordered Rowan County Clerk Kim Davis to issue marriage licenses to same-sex couples.
That case continued for weeks. It could go on longer despite the federal judge's decision. WKYT's Victor Puente is at our live desk with where the case moves next. Good morning, Victor.
Good morning, Bill. That injunction requires Kim Davis to begin issuing marriage licenses immediately, but the couples who sued her tell us they don't know if that will actually happen. The ACLU sued the county clerk on behalf of 4 couples, 2 gay and 2 straight, who were turned away by Davis. Yesterday, U.S. District Judge David Bunning issued an injunction requiring Davis to issue marriage licenses effective immediately. Bunning said the couples should not be forced to travel to another county, and Davis should perform her assigned duties. Those couples spoke to WKYT last night and said while they were excited, they realized that this wasn't the end of the legal battle.
And we both were very excited because we had been planning a ceremony, and when we were denied, we had to put that on hold and couldn't set a date and couldn't move forward with that. But yeah, we're very excited to try and move on, but we'll see what happens from this point.
Shortly after that injunction, Davis's attorney said they plan to appeal the judge's order. They argue that issuing a license to a gay couple would violate her Christian beliefs and that the U.S. Constitution protects her religious freedoms. Now, 3 of those couples told us they would be going to the Rowan County Courthouse today to get marriage licenses. Davis's attorney wouldn't say if she would be issuing them. At the live desk, Victor Puente, WKYT.
All right, Victor, thank you. And new this morning, the city of Somerset's lawsuit against State Auditor Adam Edlin is set to move forward. According to the Richmond Register, the lawsuit stems from an examination of the city's former budget director, Jimmy Hogg. The auditor found that Hogg misused city money in 2010, and the city never made Hogg pay it back. The city is now suing the auditor, saying Edlin didn't have the authority to investigate the city. Some city council members are upset with the lawsuit, saying it was filed without their approval. However, the city attorney says the council did approve the lawsuit during a vote back in March.
A traffic alert for you as your kids head out the door this morning for school. Some of you in Franklin County may have to take a different way into work or to school.
Right there in the city of Frankfort, an intersection in downtown Frankfort closed, and it's because of a large sinkhole. It's actually larger than it looks. WKYT's Michelle Chamberlain live with a look now at what to expect. Good morning, Michelle.
Good morning, Bill. Yeah, this intersection in downtown Frankfort is closed this morning because of this sinkhole. Emergency managers say this sinkhole opened up yesterday here at the intersection of Shelby Street and 4th Street, right in front of Frankfort High School. The Kentucky Transportation Cabinet says the hole is 2 feet by 2 feet at the surface, but is actually much larger underneath the pavement. Emergency managers say water and sewer lines run through the sinkhole area, so that's making repairs much more difficult.
We had developed a plan at one point to try to fill the hole with some flowable material because there are a couple of water lines underneath there that have washed and are not supported right now. Should one of those water lines break, then we've really got some serious issues going on.
The intersection is expected to be closed through at least this afternoon. Buses heading to Frankfort High School this morning will drop off students by using Steel Street behind the school. Now, Frankfort High School's building opens at 7:45. School starts at 8:10, so just beware this morning when you're heading this way. Live in Frankfort, Michelle Chamberlain, WKYT.
All right, thanks so much, Michelle. Happening today, a man convicted of murdering his roommate in Lexington will be back in court. Today, Claude Dalrymple is set to find out how long he'll be in prison for the murder of Dale Irons. Police say Dalrymple beat up 73-year-old Irons at an apartment on Cambridge Drive in 2013. Police say Irons died at UK Hospital.
We're coming up on 5:37 on WKYT this morning. He was missing for 11 days, but now a camper who disappeared in Wolfe County has been reunited with his family. Family members say Josh Adkins walked away from a campground in the Red River Gorge back on August 1st. Multiple searches since then didn't turn up anything, but yesterday a man driving down Old Highway 15 in Wolfe County says he spotted Adkins just walking along the road. Emergency crews checked out Adkins. They said he was fine other than a high heart rate. No word yet on where he has been while he was missing.
The owner of a well-known Jessamine County business says it'll take a lot of work to fix it after a fire. The fire started early Sunday morning at the boot store on US 27 in Nicholasville. The owner says firefighters think a neon sign on the outside of the building had a short and started that fire. Parts of the building and much of the merchandise damaged. The owner says the community has been very supportive.
I've had lots of calls, texts, people showing up, wanting to know if they could help. And, a lot of people told me I've been in their prayers, and that's much appreciated.
The owner says the boot store will probably be closed for the next few months while the building is repaired and the merchandise restocked. And we're tracking a developing story out of China this morning.
Yeah, we have learned that an explosion has claimed the lives of at least 44 people now. Police there say the explosions happened at a hazardous materials warehouse that is just outside of Beijing. The blasts shattered out windows and knocked off doors of buildings in the area. Police say, again, confirming now 44 people are dead, more than 500 being treated in hospitals. So the more information we get, the worse the news is. Investigators are not sure what caused the explosion. Stay with us as we get new details in on that.
Dramatic video there. Well, dozens of inmates were involved in a riot at the California State Prison in Sacramento yesterday. Police say one inmate was killed, 5 others were injured, but no correctional officers were hurt. The name of the inmate who died has been released. It's 71-year-old Hugo Pinell. He was part of a group of inmates known as the San Quentin Six who attempted to escape the prison more than 40 years ago. Investigators still trying to figure out what led to the riot.
Deflategate has now led to Sketchgate. Well-known court artist Jane Rosenberg's sketches of a severe and gaunt Tom Brady in federal court yesterday has caused a Twitter and social media firestorm. She talked with Tony Arellaro about the trending sketches.
I've tried to capture somebody's essence quickly, so it's not going to be perfect.
Jane Rosenberg, long considered one of the top courtroom sketch artists in the country. Bernie Madoff, Sean Combs, Al Sharpton. She has sketched them all, but never has her work been so harshly judged as this pastel of Patriots quarterback Tom Brady. Awful, odd, horrible. The internet headlines couldn't have been harsher.
I don't do social media. I'm not on Twitter.
And so Rosenberg isn't sure why her sketch became an online obsession.
I feel really bad when I do a bad sketch. I apologize for not making him look pretty enough to the world. Tom Brady's a very good-looking guy.
Her sketch inspired Photoshop flights of farce and fancy. Quarterback with pearl earring, taking the place of E.T., Hannibal Lecter, and Michael Jackson in Thriller. It could make an artist scream, but
it is kind of cute and fun. I'm glad people have time to make art.
A Brady bunch of art at that. In New York, Tony Aiello for CBS News.
All right, and Rosenberg says it is challenging to sketch someone who is so famous and looks good, and she says that Tom Brady is both of those things, so an overture to him. But, you know, they are under a lot of pressure. I mean, they're sitting there real fast.
Hey, don't hate the artist. You know, it's maybe his image is a little bit marred right now because of Deflategate.
I covered a case one time where the judge got mad because the drawing was too loud. The sketch artist was making noise, and, the judge kind of stopped court for a minute.
Man, you know? Just give the artist a break. Man, it's tough to be an artist these days.
541 on WKYT this morning as we check live drive traffic. Let's see what is going on out there.
Let's take a look at the Waze app. Not a whole lot of action this morning. A reminder that intersection in downtown Frankfort can impact your trip to school or work this morning. Watch out for other school traffic as well, with this being the second day back in session, especially in Fayette County.
Increased volumes out there for sure, and of course those school buses out there. Everybody be careful. A lot more news coming up on WKYT on your Thursday morning.
Do you think your pet has an interesting name? Just wait until you hear some of the winners of this wacky pet name contest. More on that in 5 minutes.
Since we don't have a great chance of rain anytime soon and it's mostly dry, we're talking about these temperatures. Where do they go from here? How high? How low? I'll have all that and those numbers coming up next.